Welcome to Legacy English. Today, we are going to take you on an incredible journey through the life of one of the greatest minds in human history, Albert Einstein. But before we dive into this fascinating story, remember that this video is not only about his amazing life, but also an opportunity to improve your English. By following along with this story, you'll expand your vocabulary, enhance your listening skills, and understand grammar in context. We won't just focus on the historical events that shaped the world. We'll also work on improving your language skills in a fun and engaging way. This is more than just a story about a physicist's life. It's the story of a creative mind that transcended traditional boundaries and challenged everyone to change the way we understand the universe. It's a journey full of challenges and struggles, but also full of achievements and moments that changed the world forever. Who was Albert Einstein, and how did he transform his curious ideas into scientific concepts that changed the course of history? In this video, we'll cover his extraordinary scientific career and how his theories impacted physics and modern science. But this story goes beyond just scientific research. It's the story of a man who sought truth, thought outside the box, and overcame all obstacles to achieve his vision. Albert Einstein was born in 1879 in the city of Ulm, Germany. From an early age, he was considered an odd child. He struggled in school due to the traditional teaching methods that focused on memorization. Einstein was always asking big questions and seeking deep answers about how the world worked. However, since the education system did not match his way of thinking, he faced difficulties adapting to conventional teaching methods, which led to him being considered a weak student at times. But the challenges he faced in school never stopped him from pursuing his scientific dreams. In fact, these challenges helped him develop a critical and unconventional way of thinking, which ultimately led to his future brilliance. In his youth, Einstein spent countless hours thinking deeply about the nature of light, why time and space behave differently based on speed, and other profound questions. These were the very questions that pushed him to explore new physical concepts. In 1905, Einstein published a scientific paper that would become one of the most influential works in the history of physics. In this paper, he introduced the special theory of relativity, which changed our understanding of time and space. His theory showed for the first time that time and space are not fixed, but can change depending on movement. This means time can slow down or speed up based on velocity. He also introduced the famous equation E equals mc squared, which showed the relationship between mass and energy. Thanks to these groundbreaking discoveries, Einstein became one of the most famous scientists in the world. However, not everyone was ready to accept his ideas right away. Many scientists doubted his theories, but Einstein continued to develop his research and proved its validity over the years. In 1915, he presented the general theory of relativity, which was a more advanced version of the previous theory. The general theory of relativity demonstrated that gravity is not simply a force, but rather the result of the warping of space and time caused by massive objects. This provided a completely new explanation for gravity. In 1921, Einstein was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics for his work on the photoelectric effect, a phenomenon that showed how light can free electrons from the surface of a metal. These scientific discoveries laid the foundation for many modern technologies. However, Einstein's personal life was also filled with struggles, including a divorce from his first wife, Mileva Maric, and the political tensions in Europe at the time. With the rise of Nazism in Germany in the early 1930s, Einstein decided to leave Europe and move to the United States, where he began working at the Institute for Advanced Study in Princeton. This decision came as a result of the threats from the Nazis due to his free-thinking ideas and opposition to racism. In America, Einstein continued his research, but he also became an outspoken political figure. He warned of the dangers of nuclear weapons and advocated for peace in the world. Although Einstein was one of the greatest scientists in history, his interests weren't limited to science alone. He cared deeply about human rights and was a strong advocate for racial equality. He believed that science should be used for the benefit of humanity, not for destructive purposes. At times, he expressed concerns about how the great powers were using science and technology for warfare. Throughout his life, Einstein considered imagination and creativity to be essential in scientific research. He once said, "Imagination is more important than knowledge." He believed that the ability to imagine new and unfamiliar ideas was what allowed scientists to open up new paths in understanding the universe. This philosophy drove him to propose ideas that initially seemed strange to many, but ultimately changed the course of scientific history. Einstein continued his academic work until his death in 1955. He left behind an immense scientific legacy. Despite over 6 decades passing since his death, his ideas are still taught worldwide. His theories contributed to many advancements in science and technology that we witness today. His achievements in areas like space and nuclear energy were direct results of his work on relativity. But did you know that Einstein's ideas weren't just about physics? They were also about how to change the world through deep and independent thinking. In many of his writings, he talked about the importance of understanding the universe and using science for peaceful purposes. Einstein still believed there was always hope for humanity, even in the darkest times. In the end, Albert Einstein's life was a journey of excellence and creativity that broke through barriers and limitations. He taught us how the human mind can challenge even the most established beliefs in science. His story shows us how curiosity and questioning can lead to groundbreaking discoveries. His legacy continues to inspire new generations of scientists and thinkers, challenging our understanding of the world around us. Through his work, he showed us that the limits of knowledge can extend beyond what we think is possible. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more engaging English lessons.